The gun has played a critical role in history, an invention which has been praised and denounced, served hero and villain alike, and carries with it moral responsibility. To understand the gun is to better understand history.
We need to go back. We need to go back! Alright there, house, let me tell you why the M14 was the most accurate and best rifle ever, because I shot something 10 yards away on the military channel. Greetings and salutations, Reddit. It is I, Austin, of the Yoki Rambo channel, here today to talk about some boomer nostalgic gun videos, or TV shows I should say. That's how brain rotted I am. But today we're going to be talking about some boomer nostalgic GunSlop. And these were videos, or I should say TV shows, that's how brain rotted I am, that I used to watch as a kid on the military channel, and I think the history channel before it was the Schizo Paused channel. I'm going to try and leave out some of the auto stuff in it because, as the rest of the world is, like YouTube, going a lot in this direction for this reason. Also, sirs, please like the video, sir. It helped my channel out very much. Thank you. So, the first one we're going to talk about is weaponology.
Be still my fluttering heartstrings.
And I love this show because it has huge layers of fun lore, but some facts there. And they basically take a rifle like a K98.
At number 6, a weapon so accurate, it was recommended for the most audacious assassination attempt of the 20th century.
Mauser, Model 98K Carbine. Type, bolt-action rifle.
Mauser 98K Carbine. And they rate it on a tier list out of 10 using like made-up video game stats that don't really mean anything.
That gives the Mauser excellent marks for accuracy and service length. Innovation is also good, but with only average handling and combat effectiveness, this German legend is at number 6.
They'll take rifles and parrot some of my more favorite FUD lore in existence, or things that can at least be somewhat disproven.
Working alongside Hugo Schmeiser, the father of the Sturmgewehr, Kalashnikov unveiled the new assault rifle in 1947. Built with incredible tolerances, the AK can take sand, mud, and water, but never jams.
The fire, you've got about a 99% chance of it going off the first time, every time. Let's give it a try. Somewhere between.
And it's funny because I know in that clip at least hundreds of thousands of personalities were created in that moment. And I love the guys they bring on. One of my favorite episodes was when they were going over the M14 and they just could not stop singing its praises.
It wasn't until 1957 that the American military got their hands on an assault rifle. But when they did, it was worth the wait.
The M14 is the first modern assault rifle that the U.S. Army and Marine Corps use, and it is a remarkably accurate weapon, and M14s are still used today as hunting rifles.
A fully automatic rifle with a massive punch and awesome.
And the accuracy test was the dude just, check this out. See how accurate this is? Watch me.
The M14 had it all.
Accuracy is still a very high priority. Let me show you. You can put 50 rounds down range, and if you haven't hit anybody with it, you haven't done anything, except wasted 50 rounds.
But after just 5 years in service, incredibly, it was withdrawn. It was too heavy and too expensive to produce on the scale needed.
The problem with it was that it was really too good for the requirements of the U.S. Army.
And the target was like 10 yards away. But one of my favorites for kind of it going into a lot of autistic detail was Tale of the Gun. And it still sticks in my mind.
The gun has played a critical role in history, an invention which has been praised and denounced, served hero and villain alike.
And it'll be like a pretty detailed documentary every time we have it on John Moses Browning. And, you know, that also developed a lot of people's personalities.
Esau's god is the gun. Watch who he credits as a god.
12-gauge pressures. The pressure of a 50 is a rifle round. It is significantly higher. Unfortunately, God, a.k.a. John Moses Browning.
You see that? God, a.k.a. John Moses Browning. That's because, like I told you guys before, Esau's blessing is the sword. He's the most profane of any nation, meaning secular, and his God is the gun, the weapon. Okay, like the scripture tells you in Genesis by the...
But I like it because it'll go into very minute details, like, well, the Kaiser, some boomer will come on, the Kaiser, well, see, he was a gimp, and because he was a gimp, he didn't like shooting with his one of his hands, so, but it impressed him so much that he ended up adopting the Mauser platform. But you could definitely argue that it is peak nostalgic GunSlop. I love it. I absolutely love it. When I say it's GunSlop, I don't even mean that in a negative sense this time. This was back when nobody was shilling for anything. It was not. They weren't in the pockets of Big Mauser. They were just there to say how much they loved something because they genuinely loved it. No shilling. Yeah, they were probably in some magazines or whatever, but this was peak. And I also have a conspiracy that this was all put together, the military channel, with all these shows that I loved as a kid. Being used as a recruitment tool for the military. And I can say that, among other things, it worked. But anyways, YouTube, that's going to do it for me today. That was Austin of the Vintage Warfare channel. I will see you in the next video. Later!